We're here with Maria Taylor.
Hi, good to be here.
ESPN host, reporter, and analyst.
Yes, a little bit of everything, you know.
Everything.
Keep them guessing.
We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
Okay, so let's get right into it.
Okay.
Your background is basketball and volleyball.
Yes, it is.
So why?
My dad's 6'7", so first of all, just know that. I started playing basketball in 6th grade. Dad played, brother always played, and I kind of just needed a place where I felt comfortable. And so I kind of feel like that's where I built my confidence. The only reason I picked up a volleyball was because I didn't want to do conditioning for basketball. And then I ended up loving volleyball just as much. Both of those sports completely define who I am. I used to play volleyball in downtown Atlanta, so I played in an all-black female club. My coach was a black man and a black woman, and although I lived in the suburb, that was my way to make sure that I was with my community all the time. I'm so thankful for that, being immersed in it. To cover, I really like volleyball, honestly, because that sport is fun to me.
Like punch it, you know, anger.
Boom. But to play basketball, I would do that all day.
What point did you say that you're going to transition to a reporter and an analyst?
When I got to college, originally what I thought I was going to do was be a sports physician or be like a team doctor. And then I went to a class with one of my best friends. It was a journalism class. I've been in journalism ever since.
How was the transition, especially being an African-American female?
I had amazing role models. I went to school at the University of Georgia where my athletic director was a black man at the time, and my senior women's administrator, Carla Williams. Now she's the AD at UVA, and she's the first African-American woman to be an athletic director at a Power 5 school. When I graduated, I went to my athletic director, and he literally told the company that worked with Georgia, which was International Sports Properties at the time, like, you gotta hire her. I was a production assistant for our website. That was my break into it, but a lot of it was because of the people that I was around.
Has there ever been a time or an experience that made you think about quitting, but then something happened and you said, I can't give up, I gotta do this?
There's a time when I went freelance, and you don't know when the paycheck is coming, and you don't know if you're gonna get the games. So the time that I thought about quitting, I went back to school at Georgia and ended up getting my MBA because I was like, this is not gonna work. I was living at home, I was on my parents' insurance, and that's when I decided to go back. And
cut it off at like 26.
It cut off at 26, so I was like 25 at this time. I went to an SEC football media days and met some people from ESPN there, and that's when the career clicked and went into go mode.
Did you like say, okay, I'm gonna sit in front of the camera, or did they just throw you right in?
I was introduced to a coordinating producer for ESPNU and like ESPN Plus. They had 5 volleyball matches, and they're like, we'll give you these. If I did well in it, then I would continue to get games. Those events that I worked well, and they liked me, so every year it built on itself. As soon as I graduated, I was getting reps, holding a microphone, learning about different sports, and I could make mistakes because it was the internet and no one was watching but my parents. So I'd remind people of that all the time too. Kids want to
go back and watch it.
The people do go, and I hope you do, because go see the bloopers. Know where we start. Everyone wants to see the outcome, but no one understands like what the grind was beforehand.
So how does having a background in collegiate sports help you as a host and reporter?
I think the best thing about playing sports is reaction time and responding to things. So in volleyball, you know, you have a split second to make a decision, and then also responding to failure. If you play basketball, you don't make every shot. I'm gonna have to do the same thing over again. How am I gonna respond and make it the second time? I think that's what sports taught me.
What are your thoughts on the growing amount of women who are in the sportscasting field?
I'm encouraged by the number of women that I see. If I go to NABJ, you see a ton of individuals that are interested in breaking into it. Because I think on the flip side of that, there are networks and there are jobs that are like, we can't really find any black women that want to do this. And I'm like, they're out there. The talent pool is there. I still think we have a long way to go as far as getting more women on TV.
We do. A lot of African American women too.
Correct.
Are there any mantras or sayings that you say to yourself in the mornings, or when you're having a tough time, or even when you're having a good time?
I think the most important thing is to say, where I am right now with no wig, with no lashes, is enough. Like, God made me this way, and that's okay. There's gonna be someone that wants to judge you. There's gonna be some task that you have to do that you may fail or succeed at, and that should not determine whether or not you feel good about yourself. I'm good, I'm enough to be here.
That's awesome. Let's say I'm enough.
I am enough. You
No,
are
we
enough. We gotta say, wait.
I am enough.
You are enough.
What's your preparation like for a big game that you're covering?
The first thing that I do is reach out to their sports information department, following up on a lot of the articles that I've read before. So if I see something about a kid, I want to talk to the kid about it. I feel like I can create really great relationships with players and coaches as well. But I am an African American female, so they look at me and they might see their mom or their sister or their cousin, and I want them to feel comfortable and share the stories that make them the well-rounded person that they are. A lot of times we only see them behind a face mask or we only see them with a jersey on. Look who these kids are without that, because they're enough too without a basketball in their hands.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't think that, they judge them.
Sure.
Just from them walking down the street. Well, we appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited.
Is there anything that you want to tell anybody that feels like they can't do it,
Sure.
or it's hard?
Yeah. One, just know you're not alone. Like, everyone feels that way. I could wake up and feel like, what am I doing? Like, I don't belong here. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. But then you just need people in your life that will encourage you and be the ones that help bring you out of that moment. And I hope that everyone out there has a strong faith, because that's the one thing that's unwavering.
Maria Taylor, guys. Brown.
Bye.